um, going to be open. Is Guinevere a hero that RCC likes to play as well?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go for it. Maybe
Yeah.
not for the first pick, but the second and third for sure.
Yeah.
And all
Okay,
the
the fan is
farmies,
banned.
oh, the baiting, the trades.
Yeah. Gonna be Joy as one of the top priorities out there. But like we said, there's always that potential to go for the Guinevere, right? So it could be the priority here for both teams. Just waiting for it. I think Team Flash are not gonna be picking up their jungler per se. In fact, they might just pick up something like Barrett's when that happens and then just flex it once again. I think Nana has been the priority now for many teams. There's the Joy, as
Yeah, Nana
expected.
have a lot of damage. Like
Yeah.
when she get like what 2 items, 3 items, she pretty much one shots even the tanks, even the fighters. Yeah, the Joy. I like that.
Yep.
I like that.
Of course. Gwyn Nana, maybe
And
for
the
Team
Dream.
Flash.
Yeah, maybe Nana, but I don't know about Nana now because of the Joy immunity. Maybe like I don't know, the
Alright.
Harriet for the gold
Wow.
probably. Interesting. Straight away.
Straight away. Exactly. Team Flash just literally doing what Onyx did to them. A priority on the Harith. But the Harith is obviously a hero that can take down the Joy. You just need a lockdown. There's the Terizla, but that could be the Roam Terizla, as you mentioned. You need a proper lockdown on this Harith as well. Like typically, yeah, you still can go for the Nana if you are RCC, and you're just gonna be hoping for the best because the thing with Nan, well, they went for Lilia instead. Okay, so that
Why not?
that's off the table.
Just a strong performance on the mid lane. So why wouldn't you? But there's not absolutely ignored Novaria here. Might be a go for Team Flash.
Yeah, Cortese plays that well. When you're facing up against the Lilia, though, are you thinking about the Valentina, right? Because it's also one of those heroes that has been the answer to the Lilia. Not because that Valentina can actually take out the Lilia, but it's just like the ultimate is just great, and that's it. Valentina makes a lot of sense actually.
Against Rizla, like always, if they have these BCCs, like we already saw the Grok versus Valentina, and eventually like Valentina steals the ultimate of Grok and doing even better ultimates than the enemy Grok. So that's always a big factor, big factor. But the player on the Valentina, I mean, in this particular case probably understands like everything about this kind of stuff. But yeah, you know, we saw at least you saw at least some time when Valentina like don't fully understand how to use like Grok ultimates, for example.
Yeah, do agree. So when it comes to the bans now, you're going to be looking at your typical answers to the Harith in the gold lane. So maybe, like the carry and the Brody. But it seems like at least for games of the future, teams are not looking at Brody anymore. They will prioritize the Claude even, going up against the Harith. Although Harith obviously wins that matchup in the laning stage. But in the latter portions, when you're already farmed up, you can actually melt down your opponent. So it could be a Brody or a Claude ban for Team Flash.
Yeah, you know, absolutely understandable why the Brody is not being picked, because at least from my perspective, this is kind of like an assassin marksman. Like he really wants to like pam ult dead, and that's it. And when it comes to the fights when you need like crush the front lane, like a Claude, for example, like and a lot of damage is starting to occur, or the Bruno, like Brody is not that kind of a hero. He like to pump, and if he deals no damage with these shots, it's bad for him. So it's more like an assassin. But one time on the last Phygital games, Team Lil Gun went for the Brody, who got like not destroyed, but like behind very much in this first part of the game. actually came back and went as a decent marksman. Like this is pretty much the first time I saw that. Like they come back with Brody. I thought it's impossible if you're not snowballing with the Brody, you're not gonna win. But hey, it goes to show not the hero is good or bad. It is the player who is good or bad.
Yeah, I think Team Flash will just opt for their explainer now. Thinking about like Khalid as it's a Diablo special, but it's also good versus the Terizla. I mean, it's not good, but it's like winnable against the Terizla. And you also have that one-shot factor, right? For example, like heroes like Joy as well as Lilia, who well, technically speaking, they have low HP pools, and Khalid is a hero that kind of destroys that kind of those kinds of heroes. So maybe Khalid, but okay. So I'm thinking about this Kaja because Kaja plus Aerith is so good, and it answers the Joy like you said. So really like this decision coming out from Team Flash.
Yeah, but it also opens the good counter attack for Terizla if Kaja ults and Terizla is aware of it and counter attacks immediately, because Kaja ult is gonna force your team to kind of go out and follow you, and that's when you can counter attack with the type of heroes like AoE crowd control like Terizla. So you need to be aware of that. You cannot just go, okay, we go Kaja for Joy, okay, but now Terizla gonna counter you hard, and that's Terizla for the X plane.
Yep. Kufra obviously anti-dash for this Harith, and then the Bruno for just the range and a lot of damage to supplement. Now the hyper carry for RCC is definitely this Joy. Team Flash gonna be looking for their X-Plane because we know for sure that this Guinevere is going jungle now, as the Kaja has been revealed. And with the Bruno being in there, you need a one-shot potential like Paquito perhaps for Diablo.
Yeah,
or,
it would be great.
I think Paquito or Khalid. But there's also the merit for the Lapu-Lapu just because of some sort of CC immunity and the Benedetta.
Nice. Let's put it even more dashes. Like, we don't absolutely respect your Hoofra pick and go with extra dashes. Yeah, I like that. But way too much magic damage, I guess, would say average Mobile Legend ranked player, but but hey, here it's not working like that. You can build all of them like magic damage, and what enemy ADC is not going to pick magic resistance items because of that.
Yeah, that is definitely something that Team Flash eventually will have to think about, because they picked this Kaja plus the Harith, which is great, but at the same time they're so dependent on magic damage. That's probably why they flipped the switch and just pick up the Benedetta. And there is a chance where Diablo, knowing Diablo as a player that kind of plays in an unorthodox manner, it could be a full damage Benedetta from the EXP lane. And so far he has lethal ignition.
I would love, and actually Benedetta starts with the like mid lane help and gonna lose one minion on top side. Yeah, she lost one minion. So I'm not quite sure what exactly that was. Probably being like super defensively and not going to not want to let the enemy to invade probably, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. I wish you could see the emblems because I want to see what Diablo wants to go for, but unfortunately will not be the case for now.
It's
maybe
damage.
later,
I'm sure it's damage.
Yeah, because they need it, right? They need some sort of physical damage source.
Yeah, it's
and
probably the
plays
penetration and the
that's right.
Extra damage.
Hades is level 4 now, very quick with a jungling pattern, whereas the Joy is just level 3.
Sorry, Harith actually was like winning the trade on the bot lane.
Yeah. That's the thing with Harith. If you play well, you can outplay your opponents. And you can kind of freeze the lane as well, as you're seeing right now. Because you can actually target your Synchro Fission to not hit the minions, right? So you have a little bit of control. Look at him like, almost freezing the lane now.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. And Hooper probably should stay on the lane here to help Bruno farm this gold ballista, because he now gonna trade his HP on the bot lane, potentially losing the lane. So yeah, but Hooper decided to rotate for the turtle.
Yeah, they wanted to get the level for the Kufra, so the Kufra actually went in for that play. And now the turtle fight ensues. Watcher wants to go for Castle, misses the shot, but Hades will take the turtle. Joy activating over 3, but Star, the Petrify coming out from Diablo was so perfect. Not gonna convert into another kill, but that's enough to fend off RCC.
And the retribution was lost as well on the turtle, like retribution fight, let's say it this way. And the Harriet are coming to spam TPs already, but he almost one level ahead and forced Bruno to go back and potentially lose even more farm using his second skill. But the initiation on Kaja, Tyrant's Rage going in, and the balls are flying into his beak, and he's gonna be broken.
Oof. Vanix, as expected, wins the lane. And like you said, like, the decision coming out from the Kufra to get into the mid lane instead of defending his teammate, unfortunately backfired. What
He
RCC
should help
wanted
with the lane control, sorry.
Yeah, and RCC wanted to go for the ultimate for Kupi on the first turtle fight, but they were too slow.
Like when you get caught in the middle of the two decisions, you are in a bad spot. You like it's like we talked about. You don't need to think, you need to act. What first comes to mind is the right decision, actually. Oh, nice conceal of the passive.
That's right. Jump from Hades, not gonna land. But this is just to zone them out because they want to push. But in comes the Violent Requiem connecting onto the Kufra. It took a lot of time, but they took him out anyways. That's Kufra down, and the outer turret energy shields onto the bottom, given to Vanix. This Harith is farmed.
Yeah, and just like I told, I mean, I can't say it this way because I basically told everything can happen, but one of the things I said, if Team Flash will win the mid lane rotations and not lose the side lanes, they're gonna prevail, and that's pretty much what is happening here. Mid lane rotations are completely won by Team Flash, and overall tempo is much higher.
Hades securing the turtle, just as easy as that. That's the second turtle of the game, and already Team Flash is winning by a lot. And they're putting a lot of emphasis in the gold lane. You can see that they're zoning out Wiser. In comes the jump. Purify is available for Vanix, activates it. Zaman Force now as well. In comes the Kaja with the ultimate. Now, Kufra with the ultimate himself, but will not be enough. In comes the Joy, has to back out actually, because the damage output coming up from Team Flash is more than enough. Diablo goes down from the other side, but in this fight, Troublemaker is taken out even after the sprint. Weezer gonna be able to farm, I think, and defend, because there's no divine
he's probably not
anymore.
gonna defend it. The Zaman Force popped on the bot lane as well, being off of cooldown, and being farmed just as a bonus with turret. And a lot of problems here for RCC. On the top lane, Benedetta was taking advantage of her high mobility to make this gang on bottom lane happen, but pays with the turret on the top side. But on the bot side, such a good stolen ultimate from Lydia was popped like from the last hit possible, almost in the verge of death, used by Valentina, and to regen her HP and eventually result in turret and 3 kills.
Gonna be Diablo with the damage. Troublemaker is in trouble, taken out even after the ultimate. And Castle wants to dip his toes into the fight, has to back out because there are 5 members of Team Flash. They did clear the minion wave in the middle, so there will not be any push, but RCC now struggling.
And the initiation on the Kaja goes here from the Hufra with the first kill. No follow, though they might counter-attack Hufra now with when you just ults him like second and third time in this game already, and just focuses the roamer.
0-3 for Kupi, the Kufra. Well, the overall effect of what he did was to give a kill to T-Flash, but they also secured their purple buff on the Joy because of that. So at least there's a trade-off. for RCC, but the turtle, the third turtle of the game, Team Flash will take it as Hades didn't even need to pop the retribution for that one. Up top, you can see JPL wants to go for the fight, has the flicker, but now it's caught by the Kufra. No follow-up though from RCC. Without any minions for now, Team Flash will back out, but in the middle, they're able to push.
Yeah, the pressure is real. The Force popped out. Castle uses his own ultimate, trying to counter Valentina. Valentina, while doing damage into his face, Joy comes into fight, pops all the jumps and ultimate just defensively to go away, and the damage is there. Just damage to the counter of the Joy.
It's gonna be the jump coming up from Kufra for the counter. They want to go for this play, but it comes Vanix again with the Zaman Force. Doesn't need the Purify as he takes out the Bruno, and even more. That's going to be Kufra down for the count. Team Flash destroying RCC up top lane.
Yeah, that's a pressure. Like, pressure is everywhere. And second skill to avoid the damage from the turret and not gonna be able to survive. But still, every turret is down. 53 seconds for the Lord. Probably gonna push mid as well, take all the buffs and go for the Lord. Wow, how do you come back from that one?
You need a miracle for RCC. A massive AoE combo with your Tyrant's Rage as well as your penalty zone. But they also need the damage.
Just wanted to mention, like, on the bot lane, there was a moment when Kufra kind of used first skill on a Harriet and then second skill on top of him. But still, Harriet was managed to like jump out with his own second skill, and yeah, so Kufra not really like counters that one.
Oh, look at that. Look at the damage coming from Vanix. That's Zaman Force committed. No depth whatsoever. Castle wants to fight for the flicker play. Penalty zone, but where's the follow-up? No follow-up coming up from RCC. And Team Flash will just back out because of that. That's a flicker burned out. And Team Flash going to be very confident into taking this Lord now, knowing that there's no penalty zone and flicker from RCC.
Yeah, Lord easily being taken, not even trying to bother these, just fully commit to defense. RCC here, waiting indeed for a miracle probably, but double purify, not thinking that way. Miracle is not going to happen probably, but we'll see. It's Mobile Legends, Land of Dawn, and you never know what's gonna happen.
We never know what's gonna happen, but what we do know is that Team Flash has a massive lead over RCC now. Top lane is where the Lord is at, and the bottom lane gonna be controlled by Team Flash with all of the heroes almost parked near. And even Hades, as the Guinevere just walks around nearby, and even the Lilia cannot prep cannot prep his defense. Up top, they know that the Joy's there. Team Flash will not chase because all they wanted is the purple buff. Now being taken by Vanix. We know for sure that Harry loves this invades.
Yeah, map is totally being controlled by the Team Flash. Lord is marching top lane, and the mid lane is being pushed as well. Mega Minions, Hufra charge, potentially jump in with the flicker, but no, save it for the next time. Mid lane is being farmed with alongside with the passive on the turret, and the Lord is coming into the fight.
Lord up top. There's the Kufra with the jump, not catching anyone, but the turret that catches 4 penalties on the 4 members of Team Flash. Where's the damage? The Bruno tries his best, but Hades gets out. They did defend, but they will not get any kills out of that.
And then Tyrant Range wasn't popped actually on top of that. Potentially could stun even more for people, but the Divine Judgment goes into the Roamer just to front target, and the counter attack jumps in, not being able to cast his own Tyrant Range, being picked off. Castle running away, trying to survive, uses first kill to just have a little bit of regen, and eventually survives.
Ooh. Joy taking out the Benedetta onto the other side of the map. Bruno wants to get into JPL. He's quick, but he's not able to catch up nonetheless. 8,000 for Team Flash. They will be settling for an inhibitor turret up top. And because it's just the first Lord of the game, I think for Team Flash, they're going to be very happy about the result.
Yeah, and now they know they shouldn't group up against the penalty zone and tyrant range because, but hey, there was no follow-up, and it was not like the obliteration of the first, four people. All RCC team was kind of focusing Lord when 4 people was caught in the ultimate, and it still resulted no defense on the turret though. Maybe should went for the hero kills, but hey, second Lord is spawned again.
It's gonna be the fight around this Lord, which actually is not a fight at all because RCC just forgo this Lord, just did not even fight. Hades will have to commit the retribution just to make it fast, and it will spawn in 3 seconds. Gonna be up top. And they wanted to rush to taking the Lord because they wanted to really hammer down RCC.
Yeah, that's for sure. And mid lane being pushed already, top side trying to synchronize the minions. Harriet going on the bot lane trying to do the same thing, and mid lane probably is going to be prioritized. Benedetta is not there yet, and trying to prepare her own final blow for the gets initiation on the Benedetta, but not turret range, not hitting the stun, forcing to use second skill out, and the Lord is being farmed. No ult, 1 ult down.
Let's go for it without the ultimate. Curtizi. Oh, it comes a jump penalty zone onto 2. Where's the damage? They are able to take out the advantage. No! The stolen magic shoes, and now one shot is going to be punished. Harith damage is just too much. Vanix just destroys the joy. And what a clutch utilization of the ultimate coming out from Curtizi. Copying the black shoes to get out into safety.
Yeah, second time in this game.
Could be there.
Insane usage. So much resources was popped trying to kill that Valentina. It resulted in her low HP. And the second attempt, just Divine Judgment can seal Tyrant range at the counter attack with the Zaman Force trying to kill all of them, just damaging here and there. And triple kill for the Harriet, and the Crystal is going to go down.
Woo! Good attempt coming out from the Kufra with the jump and the flicker, but he didn't have the ultimate. That's why he wasn't able to pin down the members of Team Flash. Well, you can see Team Flash in this case with this magic-based kind of composition still managed to eventually win the game. And the reason why... Yeah, the reason why Harith is picked up is mainly because of the Joy. This is the first time that Harith is actually picked up against the Joy. And in combination with the Kaja, it's difficult to actually play Joy in this game. And I cannot blame RCC on One Shot most particularly for struggling in this game. This is actually a very difficult game to play around with.
Yeah, he was picked exactly for a reason. It was the gimmick to give joy and understand what to do against this type of heroes. Here 5-man rotation on the bot lane, prioritizing Roamer here and trying to get even more pressure on the turret. Here, it's a super good boot first time in the game, and then we're gonna see it alongside the game as well. But result in 2 kills, but the top turret went down. Here is the trying to get some pressure on the Kaja, but gets countered by the Guinevere yet again, and the Harriet is here to follow this up. But yeah, I wanted to mention that on the mid lane when Hufra went in, he had no ult, but still get countered by the Divine Judgment just in case he had this ult, and and so unfortunate miss on the Tyrant's range when jumping on Benedetta as well, kind of didn't hit the wall with Benedetta, and so execution wise was kind of predictable.
It was really I guess a tough break for RCC, not finding all those openings. And Castle, good initiations, in fact, catching 4 of the members of Team Flash because of his timing.
Without flicker.
Exactly.
Just bolt ultimate. Yeah, just like that. I guess RCC even themselves didn't quite understood what happened. So nobody kind of went for the attack. when they
Exactly.
should.
They didn't have the follow-up they needed. And they were struggling when it comes to the economy. That's also the reason why. Look at Kufra landing, well, eventually will land the Flicker Tyrant's Revenge after this play. You can see it. But the damage also wasn't there. And you can see that Diablo timed the Petrify the most opportune moment, waiting for RCC to actually commit in the fight. And that means that they can punish with the Petrify of Diablo. 12-0-1 from Vanix. Harith, 34% damage dealt, 880 GPM. This is probably one of the best performances that we've seen from a player when it comes to the stats, right? So it's one of the more perfect showings from Ed Gold Laner that we've seen all throughout the Games of the Future tournament. So well done, Vanix.
Yeah, insane gameplay, and from the minute one he already started to apply a lot of pressure on the opponent's gold laner, which was Bruno at this point. Every time I was watching gold lane, every time Bruno was like half HP and lower, and Harith was like 75% like at minimum.
Yeah. You see some of the other stats here. Unfortunately for RCC, they just couldn't find an opening. And Team Flash with his Harith Kaja pickup, they're looking very confident. The Diablo did go for the damage build-up, right? So we cannot see the actual emblems, but we know that when it comes to his items, I saw Heptasis, I saw just full damage coming up from Diablo. And you can see the overall damage output of this Benedetta is actually very scary.
Yeah, and the first usage of her Electro-Final Blow with the Petrify catching up 3 people on the turtle, which resulted the turtle taken and 1 kill on top of that. But it's insanely good. And when they went for the mid lane tier 3 turret, same thing happened, like ult and multiple people get caught into the Petrify. And but the follow-up, I want to point the follow-up differences from the both teams. Like when RCC gets their jumps in and ults, like nobody really wanna follow that.
Yeah.
On the different side, the Flash jumps in and like everybody follows that. Everybody follows that with the damage, and that's exactly what you should do.
Yeah, that was very well put, WarBarbie, because that's exactly what happened in the game. Obviously, we are going to be talking about the draft later on, but for now, the fact that when Castle goes in with a 3-man penalty zone and a 4-man penalty zone with the Flicker, there's really no follow-up. And I think that happened maybe 3 to 5 times in this game. And that's that speaks volumes on the lack of chemistry that we're seeing from RCC as compared to Team Flash. So definitely something that they have to be working on. Now the question is, was it a draft problem that happened in this game? I would say that it's also the draft that played a lot of impact, for lack of a better term, in that particular win for Team Flash, but not because of the mistakes that we saw from RCC in the drafting, but more of how they drafted it with that Harith priority, right? So they kind of forced the side of RCC to pick up this Kufra.
Yeah, they kind of outdrafted that department. But on mid lane was kind of like not working together. Like this Kufra, like a little bit useless rotation on the gold, doing nothing, then going to the mid lane. That's not what you want to have when you play against this kind of team. You really want to like penalty zone the rotation on the mid lane, like don't let them run around for Kaja run around, and kind of try to maybe pressure Valentina, who has not that big of a damage early, and kind of slow start, was waiting for the enemy to attack on them, and the Joy didn't quite shine. Tried to like early game, like the triple jump and the ultimate and the retribution on the turtle didn't work, and nothing like follow up, just run away with immunity on the ultimate. So like I don't think it's draft. I think it's draft. I mean, they didn't use the full potential of their heroes. So you cannot kind of judge the draft was bad. So I think draft is okay. It's more like Harry constantly pressuring the Bruno on the lane, constantly threatening. The Benedetta is using her high mobility advantage on the Terizla, always skipping lane, always going to help the team, forcing Terizla to kind of choose. He either gonna farm the wave or he gonna go to his team to help, which is bad thing to choose of, right? And so the mobility was on a higher spot for Flash here, and they used the full advantage of that mobility.
Yeah. And speaking of taking full advantage of their heroes, when we're looking at this Bruno versus Harith matchup, although I easily say that it's a Harith favored matchup in the gold lane, there's always a way for the Bruno to actually win that lane.
Yeah.
Especially if the Bruno kind of, tank some of the synchro fission damage and just stay in front of the minions. There is a potential there, right? For him to not be, if they in the Philippines they call it freezing the lane, right? In the spot.
Yes. I understand. So, agree.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? When you looked at this Bruno versus Harith matchup, there was a time where they literally gave up control of that gold lane. They just let the Harith win the matchup against the Bruno, which I think shouldn't be the case. And imagine if the Bruno has a lot, it was faster when it comes to becoming online. Imagine if he had more items in the mid game. Maybe after Castle initiates, maybe they could have done some more damage with this Bruno, but it wasn't the case. So when it comes to the execution, it was also critical to put a lot of emphasis on that gold lane, because we know for sure that Harith is such a good laner, but it kind of felt like they literally just gave up that control.
Missing like the understanding. Like, let's put it this way: on the level 1, if you have the ball available, like you have one on you and one extra, I mean, you can literally like trade with Harith and not focus in the lane, and you're probably gonna win the trade. So you should use that, and then you need to like kind of a little bit snowball to the side to make this position when Harith level 1 and you level 2, and even more pressure a little bit. So I think I absolutely agree on you, and I think it's with you, and I think it's a perfect point that Bruno kind of played passively and let Harith like harass him. That's kind of stuff.
Yeah. So that's absolutely one thing that they have to fix now. And I think that, I do agree with you. It wasn't really just the draft that, or it wasn't predominantly the draft that lost them the game. It was more of the how they reacted to whatever it is that Team Flash is doing. So, of course, we have to give credit where credit is due, Barbie. We gotta have to say, like, Team Flash actually played so well that game. They played in a very coordinated manner. So much better from their previous performances in the group stages, and because of their more efficient and quicker decision making as a team and not individually, that allowed them to really win the micro and macro battle in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, absolutely agree. They like this thinking faster as a team, making more like decisions. Meanwhile, RCC kind of like hesitating and questioning every decision instead of committing with full efficiency into that decision, not questioning is it good or right. This is actually, I want to bring one thing which I concluded when I was at M3 watching actually BTK was like playing and winning a lot of teams with their Roger. You probably remember that. So I concluded that even on a paper, like wrong decision might be a right decision if you like commit fully to it and maximum efficiency, like hit all of the skills, like strategically, tactically, it may be not the best decision, but if you like all fastly do it, you're gonna have more time on the enemy. So this is the type of thing that wrong decision can be right if done perfectly.
Yeah, I no, you know, I think that's also one of the lessons that I tell players when they ask me, like whenever I see like somebody commit a mistake, but because the other members, or you know, if there's a call, right, and not all shot calls are perfect, not all shot calls are the best or good, right? Sometimes it will be a mistake, it will be a bad decision, but if you do it as a team, when you're under, you know, one I would say the same page. That's what I'm trying to say. If they're under the same page and you're playing so that you wanna just, you know, make a simple play, like maybe kill one person, but you're a group up all together and you're making the decisions as a team, you're gonna be in a much better spot. It will look better if you approach it that way. Let's not wait any longer, War Barbie, because now we are heading into draft of game number 2. Team Flash going up against RCC. It is going to be CC and Fermis as the bands from Team Flash. And then if you're looking at Royal Cybersports Club, or RCC, we are seeing that it's Matilda as well. I think it's the same band as before, like yeah, Matilda as well as the Nolan for RCC.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to play the same, like, did you saw this kind of stuff when teams like a second game they want to do like the same draft and the same bands and trying to like prove some points? Maybe we're gonna see something like that here.
Yeah, all too well. I've seen that so many times. So yeah. That being said, I'm remembering what Team Flash banned after this. Well, they did ban the Guinevere this time. So that means that they might be the team that... They might be the ones who are eyeing the Arlott or the Joy. But now, since the Joy is banned out, it's either Arlott or Ruby for Team Flash.
Ruby, like... I don't know, Benedetta went so good in the previous game, so maybe they just gonna repeat this one, because I mean, if Terizla being drafted and he can just be kited, out-rotated.
Yeah. Arlott.
And Ruby can lose to this Terizla.
Yeah, that's true. But then RCC, knowing their priorities, they might just go for Terizla. Nevertheless, their third pick perhaps. And there's the Ruby, as expected. Might be a Terizla for RCC. And well, because they don't have the Joy now, maybe they're not that scared of the Harith. Maybe just go Claude or for Royal for RCC. Like Terizla, Claude, or...
Some insights. I don't think they have Claude available here on the level needed to win the game. So this is one of the things that Team Flash might not knowing, but I don't think the Claude is a good option for RCC.
Okay, well they will go for Novaria Arlott, so that's a very comfortable draft now for RCC. Team Flash, they need some sort of assassin that can dive the Novaria eventually. Gonna be looking for that. Team Flash is also a team that likes the Hellcurt, which is an assassin that really makes it so difficult for Novaria to play. But if they do want to go for Hellcurt, that will be in the latter portions of the draft. That could be their last pick, right? So they might just go for... yeah, they just go for another Harith, actually, for Team Flash. No, they go Fanny.
The Fanny, yes, thank you. I love when the people... And now the easy part is done. Now you gotta, like, perform with the Fanny. Please don't farm till level 6. Go earlier.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything, Hades is a Fanny master, so... you can expect him to be aggressive in the early stages. It's gonna be that's definitely gonna be one of the considerations here. RCC, they definitely need more lockdown. Apart from Arlott, surely great when it comes to like controlling with the Final Slash as well as the Vengeance and also the Dash. That's a good answer for RCC, because that's the thing with Fredrid. It kind of combos well with the Arlott. because there's a lot of sources for CC. Like you have a knock up, you have a taunt. If you are the Fredrin, and it's very much spammable because when you land your taunt, you reset your knock up anyway. So there's just a lot of like synergy between Arlott as well as Fredrin. So that's such a great pick for my RCC.
Yeah, the synergy is the key. You know, it's every time. But Valentina, like as well, is kind of blocking RCC for going this AoE crowd control type of heroes. Like it's so uncomfortable now to pick like Grok, Minotaur, because you're gonna get this back.
Yeah, exactly. Valentina, that's the strength of the Valentina. RCC are gonna be banning out the Harith. And interestingly, Team Flash bans out the Brody. Brody is a hero that, in a way, answers the Fanny. The real marksman answer to the Fanny is the Moskov. I'm not sure if RCC plays that hero. But yeah, Brody is a soft answer to the Fanny because it's tanky enough and it has a reliable stun against the Fanny. So you can actually stop the Fanny and then take over with stacks, and you can reach it with the ultimate if you're fast enough on popping it. So it just makes a lot of sense for Team Flash to ban this Brody.
Yeah, pretty good ban, but hey, again, like there is pretty much what RCC can pick now. Leslie 1-1. That's what Clint. Maybe there was Clint, but Clint getting banned again.
Yeah.
I hope Wizard gonna pick just pick 1-1. Man, I mean, this is kind of again inside. I told you I played with like 3 players a lot and coached 2 of them, so I know them. They're like my children. So and or Carry as well.
Carry.
He have like so good 1-1. But he's not believing into himself and not picking this hero. So yeah, that's kind of sad to see. Like he should like commit to it and just go in, like trust.
This could be as simple as a Bruno for Team Flash. And then if you want to answer the carry, especially with the carry build up now with the quote-unquote tankier carry, you might just go for something like Yuzhong actually for Team Flash. So you also have access to the backlines. And then there's also that Paquito so that you can split push, because if you're RCC and when you go Fredrin Arlott, you want to really group up together. You want a team fight as much as possible. So I'm thinking like 2 answers here. There it is. As expected, it's the Yuzhong from Team Flash.
But you know, the carry these days are going with this tanky build, and in this game in particular, it seems like a very good option here. I personally absolutely don't like this build, but in this game, it's a go.
Yeah, especially against the Fanny. So now you're looking for a roamer for RCC. Do you want to go Franco? I'm not sure if they play Franco.
Maybe Kaja, but I would actually like to see some. Tigreal. I mean that's gonna help. But Valentina is a factor. Big factor now.
You're right.
Like
I think
that's so
the reason,
hard to pick.
Yeah, the reason why they picked up the Tigreal is that there's a little bit of invasion that Tigreal can do, like because you can practically reset the buffs, right, because of your dash. But it's not the best. So the choice between like other heroes like Franco as well as Kaja and then the Tigreal is more of a personal taste now. I think that they just went in for what is more comfortable for them. Obviously, there's a knock up, a dash, and a knock back, a knock up, and then a stun from the Tigreal. So you overload with CC, and generally speaking, you're in a much better spot, or in an easier spot as compared when you're going for Franco, where you need to land the hooks first.
But I mean, the Franco is the type of hero who needs to pressure enemy team without dealing any damage to them. Basically need to like get under their skin, like, so make them believe you're being hooked like from everywhere. So It's not gonna happen against Flash, probably.
Gonna be a very quiet early game, I think, for at least for RCC, because they just want to make sure that they have good Lord control eventually. So they need the farm for sure.
And the lane control is, yeah, some scouting from the Tigreal on the top side of jungle. Here is rotation from the Yuzhang on mid lane, potentially gonna utilize his Petrify here. I really like that. No Purify on Novaria potentially might be an attack.
Oh, Wizard. Oh no, that's a problem, Hades.
Speaking of
Oh,
attacks,
you were asking for this, Warbarby.
speaking of attacks, as soon as he get level 4, he immediately go for gold lane and picks up the main carry of the enemy team. Wow, that's good usage of the ultimate.
For sure. Diablo, I think he missed some minions up top, and that will be tricky because we don't know for sure if the Valentina will get level 4 with that. Valentina does not go for the switch, so it will not be on the level 4 roam kind of rotation for Team Flash, whereas for RCC, that is what they're going for. So 4 ultimates might be available for RCC. Tiger's Implosion is also available. Castle goes in for the zone out. In comes Diablo, but one shot just secures the turtle easily. Hades didn't even fight, but it comes out knockup coming out from the side of RCC, catching 2 JPL as well as Diablo down and out. Great plays coming out from RCC, and that's a twofer with a turtle to boot.
Yeah, pretty good start for RCC. That's exactly what they needed. Now they gotta help the gold laner of the carry here. And yeah, a little bit of blunder from the Valentina implosion. It, like, kind of wasted it from no one. Trying to like read the enemy attack to ult, but eventually doing nothing, which resulted to the 2 kills for the RCC. But no map control, like you would like to like have blue buff for that.
Exactly. It's gonna be RCC with already a great recovery compared to the previous game. Vanix versus Visor. Gonna be a stable lane at that. Implosion connects onto 2 after the dash. Novarius damage is there as well as one shot. And that's gonna be RCC finding and collecting another kill.
No, such a good follow-up from the one-shot on Fredrin here. Makes this crowd control chain even longer with his taunt and eventually finishing up. And now it's probably going to be the invade on the purple buff. Potentially Dragon going to be popped. Second skill for Novaria helps to clean up the purple buff. And yeah, pretty good pressure here. Exactly what you got to do against Fanny.
Yeah. Hades a little bit early on the retribution does not find the purple buff. Fortunately for Team Flash, it was the hands of Curtizi. But as a Fanny, you know, missing that retribution, the purple buff, that's gonna hurt. That kind of even tells us that RCC might just get this turtle uncontested. Team Flash will not want to fight without the purple buff on this Fanny. So that should be an easy turtle take for RCC.
Yeah, no contest here. Rubit gonna try to do something, but not obviously gonna happen here. But the lanes are being pushed for a little bit. There's some gold advantage on top. I mean, the taking of the shell, gold shell, and on top of that, even the turret. But the attack here from the Arlots run around under the turret and killing the Fanny.
Oh, that's gonna be really bad for Hades, losing his life up top for a free kill. And then the entirety of RCC just farming. Vanix wants to fight against Visor right now. He's quite low. Gonna be chased down. Good defense coming from JPL, but the flicker place is there. Look at that. Appraiser's Wrath. And in comes the Astral Echo. Vanix now in trouble. Very low HP. Implosion copied by Curtizi. Connects onto one shot. And they have the damage with the turret. They take him out. Now they want to find more. And RCC biting off more than they could chew. They did not respect the damage, and Team Flash punishes.
Such a good stolen implosion here from Valentina. Catches absolutely off guard one shot here and tanking like 5 tower hits, which finished him off.
Vanix with a good recovery out there with the Hasclaws, almost with the Berserker's Fury. It's a little bit waiting for that one. Hades.
Ooh, the damage.
And so far, Castle is being on point with this Arlet.
Yeah, Castle farms a little bit more than Yuzhong, but on the other hand, the Bruno has a lot of farm, almost get his Berserker's Rage finished. It's around maybe like 1,000 gold more. Initiation and implosion with counter attack on Flicker, catching up to people, big control, and the kill that RCC needed. No. The Bruno shut down, and the follow-up on the Valentina here finished her off as well, and that's 3 kills for nothing.
A very clean take from RCC, and it all started with Koopy going in for the Flicker implosion play, catching 2. Defense, Weiser gonna be taken down by Hades. Overstaying in the mid lane, might be able to push. The stuns, okay, JPL defends for now. But there's another wave of minions.
Do not underestimate Fanny yet again. Even though purple buff was taken from her and she was killed, and the Thunder Belt is built on like a first item, which gives you obviously HP and armor, still almost like one-shots.
Yeah. But then RCC are still leading. They might even be able to push bottom lane as the Arlet is there. It is gonna be complete. Hades not gonna find anything onto Castle. Castle just holding his ground. Mid lane, they want to defend this. Vanix receives the Astral Sphere. That's gonna hurt. But because of the Hasclaws, he's able to just lifesteal some of the damage away.
There's a great potential for a huge implosion this game because of Astra Echo, which gives the bigger hitbox on the enemy. And the tower eventually gets just backdoored, and no middle turret.
Yep, there was an update where if your magic damage is higher than your physical, you consider magic damage as your autos on turret.
Yeah. Understand. And mages can push good as well.
Yeah, that's right. Here we go. Looks like there's a little bit of a standoff up top of the river. And Team Flash are not confident playing this because they don't have the purple buff again from the Fanny. And nevertheless, Fanny's in the bottom lane as well. Hades just can't catch a break. I mean, Castle is just destroying this Fanny. And even Kurt receiving that Astral Fear. Troublemaker just hitting the shots. Invasion coming out from RCC. Hades badly needs this. One shot is the first one to get to level 12. But Fanny secures it nonetheless.
No,
scary
even though
stuff
one
for
level
Hades,
advantage,
but he gets it.
Very good retribution.
Yes.
But the RCC now might go for the Lord because there is no retribution kinda, and Fanny wants to invade for herself. Arlo doing a lot of damage actually for Fanny, misses his ultimate, but the second skill of Novaria hits right in the front of the fly, and Diablo here trying to invade himself and forced to use the Black Dragon to run away, but followed by the arrow yet again, and the snipe from the potential snipe from the Troublemaker not needed.
A disastrous sequence of events for Team Flash. They will lose the Lord for sure. And Hades already outplaying his opponent Castle, but he did not realize that there's a Troublemaker Astral Sphere that is ready to receive him. And that actually allowed Castle to eventually take out Hades because Hades was chunked too low. And Team Flash now behind by 5,000 gold, and there's even a Lord gonna be pushing towards Team Flash.
Oh yeah, the underestimation here happens. Like, they didn't expect RCC to like prioritize purple buff for Fanny, which is like #1 thing you should do against Fanny. Kinda always. I mean, Yuzhong tried to cover up the buff, but you gotta like, I don't know, attack on that. And now Fanny should play without purple buff, which is absolutely possible actually. You just need to understand how to do it.
Well, the RCC are leading by so much. 6,000 now, gonna be pushed in the middle. For sure they'll convert with that, and then Weiser up top just ushered the wave. The minion flow is great up top. They took down the turret naturally. And even the bottom lane is going to be zoned out. Oh my God, RCC are playing this so well. They are pushing and they are so disciplined at this. Four-man
big
Astral
implosion.
Echo.
Yeah,
It could be an
might
implosion
potential-
for RCC. Yeah,
But
be careful
double
about this.
Fury
Final
Fire.
Slash not gonna connect. In comes Diablo with the ultimate, but it's not gonna catch anyone. And so weird play coming out from Team Flash.
Yeah, just for in the sake of defense, probably was popped the dragon to save their inhibitor turrets here. It's understandable. Maybe it was unnecessary, but like you never know the future. I mean, the RCC could attack here, and they was kind of prematurely used the Black Dragon form.
Oh man. There's gonna be some split push from Hades, but Castle is there. Fortunately for him, the Astral Echo does not hit. One shot almost controls him, but he gets out. Even the orange buff is getting reset here. He's gonna take it. It should be Hades still. But they need the purple. And this is the priority now for RCC. Clearing out the minion wave and then transferring to this fight. Castle is in here. So difficult for them to fight. And that's an easy purple buff invasion coming up from RCC.
Yeah, and a potential setup for the Lord in 35 seconds. Here the split push comes. I don't know about that. Ultimate have no energy now to run away. Two heroes cutting up. Carrie trying to stack her own passive, running in, popping ultimate, and makes the revenge for the turret.
Not even needing the implosion. Easy job for RCC for now. 12 seconds before the Lord, they don't have Hades. And surely Hades will not have the purple buff because he died. Oh, 100% sure that RCC will secure this second Lord of the game.
Yeah, second Lord probably gonna remain uncontested here. Carrie already starting to chunking down with Fredrin here, working down on the Lord. In 10 seconds, you gotta kill it like right now, probably. Yeah, Lord is dead, and in 5 seconds it's gonna come, which is pretty good, and gonna march towards the mid lane.
Oh. Here we are with RCC dominating the game, giving away this Fanny for Hades, but outplaying him all along the way. And it's just a unfortunate sequence of events for Team Flash. Already put them in a very compromised spot. Now it's so difficult to recover if you're RCC, if you're Team Flash, I mean.
Yeah,
Now the
Astral
push from
Echo
the
is
Lord.
gonna soon fly on the team, but enjoying just the second skill. No ults yet, not rushing
Diablo.
things, but trying to kill here. Diablo is dead just for duration of the taunt on the Fredrin and Carry damaging mid lane. Fanny from the behind gets interrupted by the airborne effect of Fredrin, and here they're
JPL.
trying to kill the tanks here, but no
They wanna
damage.
defend.
Vanix, absolutely no damage, and here
Hades.
is the gold advantage comes out from Hades. Gonna try to do the
Hades.
from the base to the face and not reaching the fountain and not reaching his HP in time. There was potential probably to defend if the miraculous play here, but not gonna happen. And such a smart tank in here for Fredrin to make this crystal pop.
Now we're going into game number 3 as Hades tried, Curteasy tried, and the entirety of Team Flash tried to go for that defense, but it wasn't enough. You can see that it was a one-sided push in the end for the side of RCC, and it all started because of some disastrous moments in the mid lane where Hades was taken out, and also when they went in for the invade, when RCC went in for the invade, the purple buff went to Curteasy instead. So there's so many unfortunate events that piled up together, and then eventually Team Flash couldn't recover. They are making the bad decisions. Diablo just can't find an opening. This was a very underwhelming performance coming out from this Yu Zhong, not able to find any good openings at all. That's how they, the house of Team Flash just crumbled.
Yeah, I think the Arlot shouldn't be given here because he's just doing so much, and during the game. He's kind of like a problem for Team Flash. He's like a second tank running around but with much higher damage. Here the Ruby tried to initiate, which resulted to the counter attack of the implosion of two people from the higher hitboxes here, and resulting kill all three of them, which probably was the turning point in the game.
Yeah. Well, definitely an important turning point, and this was that one. 9 minutes in, this is where it's already the event horizon for Team Flash, where although they were already trailing behind, but that kind of disastrous set of plays, that meant that there's really no chance for them to get back. And now Diablo just can't even pop his ultimate, not even finding a good opening. And they tried heavily. You can see that the clear was there. The idea was there for Team Flash. They just want to clear the minion wave. That's what Hades tried to do. But they didn't have the proper timing for this. And clutch immortalities as well for the side of Team Flash. Here, the reason why carry is decent against and can be played against the Fanny is that when you pop your ultimate and you have enough attack speed, you actually pop the Fanny even when you start to run away, because you lock down your normal attacks anyways. It follows the Fanny.
Yeah, but you just shouldn't attack any different targets to kind of trigger your passive on the different targets, and just leave it to stack up on Fanny.
Yeah.
Novaria gets MVP this game. 30% of damage to 111 and the high goal per minute ratio. Well deserved, but I think Arlott was like, with that solo kills, Fanny on the top lane was so huge, it opened a window for like an invade of the purple buff, and yeah, a lot of stuff.
So far,
triggered
Castle,
even more problems.
So far, Castle is performing so well. The previous game, you have the Terizla that he played, right? So he managed to catch the members of Team Flash time and time again with the ultimate. But in this particular game, he was able to shut down Hades, right? So he played so well in that regard. And then when Hades wants to go for a split push play, he's always in front of the minion waves. And I think that's a very underrated play from Arlott, from Castle, because that meant that when you can see the Hades tries to go for the minion clear on side lanes, he just cannot stay there because the Arlott is there, so the stuns will easily connect. So I think that Castle is a very underrated player in a sense that he actually plays very smart, and he actually helps his team win the fights because of his smart play. So I think if I were to choose my personal MVP in that game, I would put it onto Castle.
Yeah, on that Arlott, just as me. I absolutely agree with you that he was doing such stuff which later resulted like big benefits, like with that killing of Fanny resulted from further invade and snowballing and putting down the Fanny, like shutting down the Fanny totally.
Yeah. So even when you have the signature Hades Fanny, it did not work. So many mistakes actually coming out from Team Flash anyway. So it kind of felt like, this is probably not the gameplay that they wanted to have. Even there were times where Vanix was mispositioned. It was a shutdown. And I think the implosion in the mid lane where Kupi was able to land a two-man implosion. Like, instead of backing down, he actually went and flickered forward. And then he got two. And then that was the start of the domination that we saw from RCC. Yeah,
but on the first place, why would you like use Amofended on the tank hero and kind of prematurely, and nobody was ready to like follow the tank call probably, and the tank will not die for the duration of the CC, so he gonna eventually ult himself and counter attack. So it was kind of like questionable ultimate, at least to say.
Yeah. Well, that is game number 2. We're going to be heading to game number 3. There's a very clear lapses on both teams. Like game number one, it was execution that really bit RCC in the end. And now game number two, that's also true for Team Flash. In this particular game, it kind of felt like they're the team that's not coordinated. I don't know if you'll agree with me, but that's what I felt, because game number one, it was RCC. They're not properly coordinated. When you initiate with Castle, there wasn't any follow-up. And now, in this case, Diablo as well as Hades, they're not combining in a proper fashion where they wanted to go for the Novaria, but they get easily shut down. Even their split push is not working. So there's so many fundamental mistakes from both teams in the games that they lost. So that makes it so that game number three is a battle of whoever corrects or troubleshoots much better than the opposing team. So that's what I guess that's what I think about the game number three.
You know, I have a guess what just happened. It's, I don't know, maybe you felt that kind of thing when you win in the game and you are on a match point and you need to win one more game. It's kind of applies like a lot of pressure on you, and you like, okay, we almost won, and kind of like, but not won yet, and you start to kind of like feeling, imagine that you already won and kind of hard to play good at the same point. So I agree with you, because I saw a different Team Flash this game, and also a different Team RCC as well, which may resulted a different Team Flash, right?
Yeah.
So, but the Arlott was the key of this as well.
Yeah, which kind of make you think like who is now the players to look out for, because when we mentioned like when I asked you during the first before the draft, when they were walking in, when you said that it's one shot that should be like the player to watch out for, but now I think it's very clear that it's Castle. Castle is just too good in this game. But now when you're looking at Team Flash, who should be stepping up? Because Kurt Teasy is already stepping up in game number one, and now game number two, he actually had like good outplays with the Valentina, right? So if you remember the Stolen Implosions, Stolen Lilia ultimate from game number one, right? So there's certainly that standout player. But who else needs to step up now for side of Team Flash?
I guess it's Hayes. I mean, he gotta. I mean, good start. Went for the carry kill, but kinda. I don't know. It's maybe it's a wild guess, but maybe it's like popping champagne way too early, like you didn't won the game yet and kind of relaxed. I mean, that happens even with the best team. It's sometimes we can see these kind of things, but maybe.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of points where I agree with you, because with that Fanny, especially because of a very good first 2 minutes for the side of Team Flash, they might have overheat, you know, because they lost control of their purple buff, they lost control of their side lanes, they lost control of their gold lane. Like, it's one by one, they're losing control, and it's mainly focused on how is the Fanny gonna be able to output the pressure against their opponents, because it kind of felt like there's no pressure at all for RCC, right? So I do agree with you.
Kind of split push, but split push is like the last resort. You really want to pick that hero kills, like relatively easy hero kills.
Yeah.
And also, like draft-wise, they like took the ADC, they ban ADC second phase, and still like leaving up the carry, who eventually was like super effective, and that's the bad thing as well.
Yeah, maybe if they didn't ban the Clint, maybe they just banned the carry, right? So that could be good. Because I don't think that the Clint is a problem at all in that particular game. They might have just been overthinking.
Can outperform Bruno as well.
Yeah. So well, hindsight is 2020, as they always say. So we're just gonna be waiting for game number 3 to start. With that being said, do you think that the Arlott should now be considered as a ban for the side of Team Flash?
I don't know, maybe Team Flash are going to have the first picks this game, and they might go for Arlott themselves as a first pick, because like in comparison, Arlott with Ruby, I don't think the Ruby was even closely that effective as Arlott was.
True.
So Ruby should be
Harry.
even initiating unnecessary stuff, even not only ineffective, but even badly effective, like initiating that Tigreal ultimate, which literally resulted the counter attack and the kills. It's even worse than doing nothing.
Yeah. It's like instead of like helping your team, it's actually negatively affecting your team. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Now, Harith, as we've seen in game number one, was a very important and critical piece of the puzzle for Team Flash. That's why RCC just batted out. Great
Smart
understanding.
man,
Then Nolan afterwards. Team Flash, maybe they banned Arlott actually, but they usually ban Tilda and Faramis.
Yeah, but like Matilda, we didn't even saw Matilda is. You know what? It's something like from the game one. Like Team Flash gives joy, and so my point is, when hero is constantly banned, like constantly banned. I was doing this myself, like, but with Valentina back in the days when I was drafting for different teams. So I would open Valentina, like, because she's always banned, and there might be no chance to even practice this hero from the enemies, because when you practice, you play in ranked games,
I agree.
but
Yeah,
they are
I get it.
always in bans, so you pretty much not practicing this hero. So yeah, you given super strong hero, but with no practice, it's not gonna work. So maybe they should do the same thing with Matilda. Like, I don't know. It's just again, they shouldn't do it in my opinion, but hey, just a speculation.
Yeah, this is what it is. Arlott gonna be the ban for RCC. This kind of tells me that they want to go for either Guinevere or the Ruby as their priority. That Arlott. And now for Team Flash, might just go back to the Faramis ban as they did before. Obviously, like, there's a lot of other options that can ban, like Guinevere, like I said, or the Ruby. We don't want to give that out. Apart from that, with Nolan and Joy being banned and Arlott, that kind of means that like this is gonna be a very normal game. Like there's no OP hero that we can expect. There's no like a legitimate like a great pick. There's the, as we've mentioned, Guinevere as the priority for RCC. So this should be Ruby, right, for Team Flash. Maybe Ruby Valen or Ruby Novaria actually for Team
But
Flash.
maybe give up on Ruby. Like, I don't know, he quite didn't really work last game. So maybe consider like picking some hero the player can perform better, like better understanding of the game in terms of just I like that. I like that. Valentina wasn't that great last game, but the first game was insanely good. So I get the pick, and the carry probably pick ban here.
Yeah.
I think.
Kind of makes me think that RCC will just go for Novaria this game. Like, obviously, they played well with the Novaria in game number 2. So there's really no problem at all picking that up. Paquito very early picked up by RCC. We know for sure that it's a one-shot hero against the carry, but just like in the previous game, the carry can go for the tank build-up, maybe get the Purify actually, so that he can outplay this Paquito. So I'm not entirely sure if this is a great pick, but I do agree with the Novaria. As we expected, it is going to be Novaria for RCC.
I guess the Bruno is getting banned right now after this pick next, and I have a question. What Wizard gonna pick? Because like obviously carry has been taken as a ban. Now Bruno most likely going to get banned, and what is left? Maybe we're gonna see Leslie or Van finally.
Leslie, right? I don't know if they play Nathan, so maybe that could also be the choice. But it really is a late game based hero, and you already have the Novaria.
Akai,
Team Flash
I like
goes
that.
for the Akai. Super duper good pickup.
I love this pick. I have 1,800 games on Akai, and I love this hero.
Beautiful. You know, the thing with Akai is that it's great because there's a lot of crowd control from RCC, and you can cleanse that with your ultimate, so you're gonna be A-okay. You can stay in front of the neutral objectives like your turtles, like your lords, and you just output the damage. Output the crowd control, and you can control the neutral objectives as well. It's a great pickup for Team Flash.
Yeah, solid pick. The last question is performance, but I think Hades understand how to play on any hero in the game, and I hope for the best performance.
Yeah. Ixia, bad
Ooh,
for Team Flash.
Benedetta, nice ban.
Yeah. Diablo special. Team
Ixia
Flash
and
might
Bruno
ban the
going
Brody.
together.
I think Brody's much better going up against Sakai compared to a Bruno. Because at least Brody is always a threat. You stack up on damage, you get penetration, you get bonus damage from the.
You can
Abyss
potentially
Spark.
focus Akai, yeah.
Yeah. Or Abyss Spark is actually like Selena, so yeah. But yeah, you get my point. It's the passive of the Brody. Yeah, but I think Brody should be the better banning for Team Flash. Not the Bruno.
Maybe, but we didn't saw Brody yet being picked by the Wizards, at least at this tournament. So it's a kind of wild ban gonna be. Like Clint, they want nice. I mean, in terms of what you said earlier, that Bruno is not that good against Akai. Maybe they understand this as well and trying to get Wizard to pick Bruno actually and kind of counter it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep. Okay, so maybe you're looking for a roamer now for Team Flash. With the Ruby being banned out, what else is there for JPL? Maybe Cho, so that you have some sort of reach onto this Novaria. Or maybe go for Lapu-Lapu already for Team Flash. You kind of want to wait for
it's hard to choose now. Akai is a big factor, hard to choose. Maybe Assassin, maybe Lancelot.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe go with Lancelot
Kaja.
and something.
Okay, understandable.
That's good. I see what they're going on. Team Flash probably was watching the first games of RCC when they get the Akai for jungle and the Kaja for roam. And you know, I mean, on the paper, of course, you always have this kind of divine judgment kill, heavy spin kill. So you kind of have like 2 kills already if you do all perfect. So this is a good strategy because it's good both offensively and defensively. So they went for it because they know their RCC are capable of doing that. And also Kaja can conceal Guinevere ultimate. And I like that pick. And now what is left for X-Plane?
Yeah, it's no choice. They have to go for the Bruno. Maybe a Rafaela, Bruno Rafa for RCC.
Good
so
point.
They can save someone. The Grok.
On top of Valentina, I don't think it's a good idea. It's way too much CC on the Team Flash now.
Yeah, I really don't agree with the Grok.
Yeah, but you know, it's all about early game. If they manage to like kind of snowball from the get-go, it's not gonna matter. Like Akai is gonna melt, like whatever. But it's still very risky, very risky.
Yeah. I want to go for a quick assassinating kind of XP lane now, or quick burst. Maybe not use them. Maybe Khalid is great. CC, there it is.
Khalid, nice. Now it's going to be a battle on the X-Plane probably. Yeah,
for sure. Oh man, I'm just scared about the Grok because they really gave away a very big ultimate. Like if you're thinking about like Paquito, Novaria as well, Paquito, Novaria as well as Guinevere, those 3 heroes don't give a good ultimate for the Valentina, right? Because they're kind of combo based. They're based on the preliminary spells of the heroes that they copy. But with Grok, you're given wild charge on Valentina. You've seen. I really empathize with you, War Barbie. I always tell the teams that I handle, like, having Grok up against Valentina, it's just like a death sentence, man.
Yeah, it's always Valentina is such a big factor when
Yeah.
mages actually can play good with this hero.
Yeah. So that's
Like always can steal this big ultimate and reverse it into your face, and it's going to be way too much CC, but we'll see how it goes. Faster lane clean here for the Grok, and immediately counter-attacking the the curious beak here on the purple buff is being punched straight into it, and yeah, that's a good start.
Great start. Oh, the opening. Diablo wants to go for a troublemaker, but he's quite safe and had to burn the flicker. Team Flash giving away so much to RCC. They burned their flicker. They lost one of their members, and now they might even find more. As the Grok is just way too tanky in this stage.
No.
I mean,
No invade,
this is what you're
though.
talking
No
about. Early
invade.
Team Snowball.
Sorry, I thought Team Flash should invade red buff right now as the 3 people attacking Guinevere, just because Akai have double buff and Guinevere has only 1 buff, as far as I saw that, and probably should invade here, but hey, and just enjoy it with 1 stolen minion.
Yeah. Even up a little bit, but we know for sure that RCC, with the early game that they saw with the first blood, we're gonna be very happy about the turtle take. Even Guinevere is like far too forward now.
Level 4 Guinevere gonna try to find the Khalid kill probably, but no, using her second skill, gonna just start to working on the turtle straight away. Akai, though, he's here ready to contest it. Everybody saw where Akai went, and it's kind of 4-on-4 on the turtle. No rotations from the top lane, and the carry is farming the jungle minion, and Khalid is being harassed a little bit, but forced to use his quicksand to regen some of that HP. Wall is being thrown, and Astro Echo pointing 4 people, Akai trying to work on the turtle here, but all team is aware, and I don't think it's a good idea here. Trying to initiate, Grok goes with the heavy spin, and Akai attacks with the heavy spin, and Guinevere almost get dead, but eventually resulted both of them dying.
Oh, Team Flash just waited for too much time. You know what happened? They held on to the turtle for far too long because Hades wanted to go for a level 5. I think that's the play. But the thing is, because of the time that they spent, Kupi on the Grok was able to get level 4. That meant that after the turtle fight, not only did they lose the retribution, but also they lost more members because of the availability of the wild charge. So really just too passive kind of mentality coming out from Team Flash.
Yeah. They kind of didn't understood what they should do. Focus enemy heroes or focus turtle. They kind of do both. And the solo kill on the X-plane, but gets traded by the tower, resulted nothing. And the wild charge going straight into the Kaja face, and the potential counter-attack here. Akai here slows down the Grok, and heavy spin. The Grok here, the follow-up from the carry, and Divine Judgment on into Wizard, uses his flicker, but not be able to go back, and this might be already a comeback.
Oh, let's see. Because that's a great jump coming out from JPL. Finally with the flicker, Divine Judgment play, converting for a kill. Vanix is going to be staying up top. Going to be happy about that for sure. And onto the bottom lane, it's a 1v1 between the Paquito as well as this Khalid. I think this is Paquito's side, but because Cortese is here, has to go away. There's no good ultimate to copy it for Cortese, so he's not going to be very happy about that. Diablo now low. Has the quicksand guard anyway, so he's going to be A-okay.
Just like I told you, like Castle always tries to win the lane, not only just like enjoying the minion. He's trying to like destroy the opponent, and that's, I mean, sadly, this is a rare occasion these days.
Yeah. Turtle fight. Hades holding on to this. As the ultimate will be resetting the Lord, the Turtle. Cortese has the wild charge. In comes the first wild charge, but there's the counter coming up from Cortese. Short range wild charge. Hades is low, even after the heavy spin. He can hold on to it, but he gets the retribution nonetheless. Now they will run away.
Oh,
Could be
almost,
slow, but
almost
he gets
dropped,
out.
almost dying because of the second skill of Valentina here. I think Team Flash was doing kind of mistake. Oh, super aggressive attack on Vider and the mental attack as well. On top of that, trying to get the turret, and turret is successfully being taken. Yeah, I was saying that it seems like Hades is kind of over prioritizing the turtle. Like, and from my perspective, this is mistake, because you should the attack the baits is here on the Kaja. You should prioritize the hero kills and then turtle.
Nevertheless, the push onto the bottom lane, just castle as well as one shot, it's gonna be enough. And this is the power of the Fido, always a split push threat. Onto the middle, they will just find this Grok. Not gonna convert with anything. And so far, Team Flash are securing the farm out of Vanix, 1-0-1, and has been staying up top for 6 minutes. So you can assume that this Vanix carry is farmed. But when it comes to initiation, they want to go for Hades. Hades
and
just
on
gets
the
out.
different side of map, there kind of mirror situation where Paquito gets all of the farm and Khalid only gets his heptacies, like minute 6, as far as I understood the building here. Itemization, I mean.
Yep. Oh, Echo connects on the 2, but he gives a wild charge. One shot is low, one shot down. They want to go for this, but Hades also low. Gas to get out. Weiser wants to fight this and actually completes the kill. In comes Vex, but it's slowed by the Navaria. Navaria with Astrosphere is going to be there. Grok will try to run away. Vanix still wants to fight. Pops the ultimate, will just recall and spam against his opponents. Not going to find anyone, so it's a jungler for jungle trade-off.
You saw that moment when Carrie kind of hesitated, like should she go for the Grok or switch to the Bruno, like zigzagging at the point. Yeah, and eventually went for the Bruno. But here the Grok is getting melted by the true damage here and almost dead, and the minion not gonna follow. Counter attack straight to Valentina face with the ultimate of the Guinevere, finish her off.
Vanix not gonna complete any kill, but the turtle now is gonna be controlled by Team Flash. One shot has to mine this purple buff. Hades actually lets go of the purple buff of the turtle because he wants to go back to his own purple buff. One shot now gonna be the holder of the aggro of the turtle. Hades now getting poked. Great play coming out from both Key as well as Castle. They want to go for the punish. Castle is gonna be taken out, but the turtle still alive for now. RCC gonna be controlling it. Retribution not available at all for Hades. That's gonna be Castle for a turtle. Gonna be for
I don't think it's
RCC.
a good trade at this point, actually. It might kind of cool down the Castle tempos because he was so like ahead in terms of experience and farmed. And but hey, we'll see. Guinevere here trying to defend the bottom lane turret, which Carry is chunking down with the minions. Divine Judgment is always threat to the enemy, kind of helps to secure the positioning of the carry.
Yeah. And now it's an even game when it comes to the gold, when it comes to the kill score. There, almost even now for both teams, so practically even. Echo connects onto 4. One shot on the right side. But that's a complete retreat coming out from Team Flash. They're not going to be finding anything. Diablo is there. Oh, look at this. One shot, as well as Castle wants to actually pin down Diablo. Are they going to be successful in doing so? No. They're just going to back out. One shot now compromised. But Hades misses a dash. Gets hit by Novaria's second skill. Has to get out. Hades actually stopped by the Grok. Grok block coming out from Koopy. Well done, coming out from Koopy.
The game is kind of freezes at this point, and everybody doing just chilling and farming, I guess, waiting for the Lord to appear in 22 seconds already. And positioning game here for Grok, already scouting for his team the position of the enemy. Castle on top lane gonna wanna split push probably and go for the Lord, but that's the thing what Khalid is gonna do probably. And attack here, unexpected attack on Valentina from Guinevere forces her to use this as a snipe. Not quite there.
Purify burned by Curtizi. And the positioning from Team Flash is compromised around this Lord. Gonna be nilakap to Hades. Hades low, half HP, has to back down. JPL wants to fight because Vanix is here. But the damage from Navaria is gonna be threatening them. Look at that. And even the Grok block is gonna fend them off. Diablo
Grok kind of flicked in the front of the enemies and while running back, so kind of
awkward, but the Lord is still for RCC. It comes Castle, going in for the pokes, as well as the Echo. Now Team Flash is away from the Lord, but in comes Hades. No, one shot to secure the retribution. He's taken out. Hades is out for the count. Vanix has to run away as well. And now even Kurt is taken out. No Purify, no Flicker, no whatsoever for Mr. Curtizi as he's taken out. Diablo, very short quicksand guard, enough to keep him alive. But that is Team Flash now being behind RCC. Great Lord dance from them.
Yeah, and I saw from the Team Flash again, they kind of didn't understood. Should they go for the hero? Should they go for the Lord? And it was too late. And then heavy spin plus the jump and like exploded in the middle of the ultimate. It was kind of wacky. But you gotta like reload probably somehow. I mean, your mindset to make this happen.
Sure.
I mean,
oh no, Team Flash is crumbling. Faster. Echo connects, Hades low. Able to defend down the bottom lane, but they've lost all of their outer turrets. At this point, Troublemakers making a lot of trouble for Team Flash to work with. It comes a jump, Hades being poked. Look at the damage coming up from Bruno. The shred is there. Able to defend. As well as the bottom and the top lane. Team Flash will live to see another day.
The pressure from the Valentina, I mean, not the pressure, the threat from the Valentina, Akai, and the Divine Judgment of Kaja still there, which makes Royal Cybersport Club not been able to attack on the inhibitor turret, kind of safely trying to push, always like trying to bait the skills, like Guinevere jumps with the second skill, trying to bait something like ultimate and maybe run back, but not gonna happen. So RCC not been able to go for T3 turret here.
Yeah. 5,000. That's the goal date for RCC in this game number 3 elimination match. Who would have thunk Flash will be in this position because the caliber of their players. Castle now being pinned down. Response is low, but it is going to be enough. 4 members in that area able to take out Castle, one of the most important players for RCC.
That might be huge, actually. Even though they used a lot of skills on that one, it still will not matter because 21 seconds to Lord and Castle is exact same time spent dead, and it might result a good positioning for Team Flash on Lord, but RCC actually understand that and already trying to cover the positioning around the Lord, and Team Flash is not actually rushing the positioning on the Lord for various reasons, and now they're gonna go and ultimate on the Hades on and being bursted down, even though he had a heavy spin, and the fight is continuous, trying to get the Kaja here as well, and the second knock up on the carry here, forced her to go back in not using Purify, and the Divine Judgment on the castle, but not enough damage, and the ultimate from Bruno. Come on, pass even more pass. It was potentially like 3 kills for the ultimate, but no. And now they're gonna go for the crystal.
Might go for the crystal. The Bruno is here. They have the damage. It'll be a lot of seconds before he's out. Look at the flicker, one charge. The Vanix will be able to dodge away because of the Phantom step, but it goes one shot. He takes out Vanix. Good snipe from the jungler of RCC. He will lose his life for that.
And again, the
That's gonna be crucial.
miscommunication, like half of the team, went back, and Gwynny were kind of attack, and like Bruno was way too far away to follow that. If he just followed, probably there would be 2 additional kills. But hey, now it's like, again, 4 versus 4 and Lord.
My, oh my. Good seal play. Diablo wants to go for Troublemaker, but Troublemaker with the flicker gets out. Counter Echo. That's conceal and flicker. Burned out. JPL doesn't have the flicker now. One shot has respawn. That's the jungler of RCC. Hades holds on to the Lord. Level 14. But one shot is level 15. Good Grok block. Coming up from Koopy. Looking for this one. Hades picks up the Sky Garden helmet while Diablo and as well as Castle just duels it out on the opposite end. Curtisi wants to actually help his teammate up top. Might not be the best case, but now look at the bait. Diablo survives. They cannot punish the Paquito. Paquito is out. And now Trouble in the Lord area. Look at that one shot. Vice JPL. JPL down. Vanix outputs some damage, but not enough for him to get the kill. Has to get out. Doesn't have the ultimate anymore. So many ultimates and so many resources burned by Team Flash. And Hades is low. They know. RCC knows where he is. They're holding on to the Lord for now. Gonna be point blank for the Bruno. Troublemaker finds Hades. Hades kinda respawn for now, or rejuvenate his life, but Castle is low. Diablo misses the shot, but finally can he end? Castle, no, he can't. Hades is out. No jungler for Team Flash while the Lord is being worked on. Weiser survives as they get out, and that's one shot to take the Lord for now. Weiser wants to fight. Curtisi now low. Curtisi out. RCC fights Diablo as well. Novaria connects with a skill shot. And now Team Flash will have to defend with 3 members against RCC's 5. And the Lord as well. Oh, look at one shot. Finds the opening onto JPL. JPL cannot do anything. Immediately taken out. Vanix cannot finish the job. Gets the immortality pop. But can he survive this one? It seems like he will take out one shot for now, and Diablo will not be able to survive as Castle takes him down. Vanix and Hades, the only 2 defending members of Team Flash. It seems impossible, War Barbie.
Oh, I don't know. Castle just won't die. He just goes for the throne, probably trying to zone out here everyone with heavy spin heads, and the Lord is working straight on the crystal. Carry is focusing down, and a stun on Carry, forced to use. Nah, not gonna be able to defend here.
Hometown buff for RCC. May not be the favorites in this tournament, but today is their day. They take out Team Flash. Comparably, the team with better experience will lose against the team with better execution today. The reverse sweep was complete and a shock to Team Flash.
That Castle, man, he just won't die. On the bot lane, he tried to kill Khalid, and Valentina was standing there in the bush waiting for opportunity attack, but as far as I understood, misses the wild charge, which makes Paquito run away and flick and survive, which resulted as 3 versus 4 situation on the Lord, which RCC absolutely understood and immediately took advantage of, jumping and attacking and forcing this prolonged fight, and eventually winning all of its parts. And and there was a moment when Khalid again tried to kill Paquito, like I would say even revenge Paquito, but he survived again using his first skills, shields, and yet again survived, and like he just won't die.
There's so many moments where Team Flash couldn't finish off the kill, and RCC just runs away, gets away with murder. You can see this time the punishment coming out from RCC. And the thing is, for Team Flash, they're committing so many resources just to go for those kills and weren't able to do so. Like this one, Diablo as well as Curtisi. That meant that JPL will not have additional damage even after he jumps. In fact, he wasn't able to pop his ultimate anyways. And now Hades will have to run away. realizes that he has a Sky Garden helmet and then stays in that position. But because Diablo wasn't able to take out the Paquito again, they were put in the bad spot. It's like because they're committing on so many resources just to kill one player and then not able to do so, they're put in a compromised spot. There's no coordination at all for Team Flash in this late game that we saw game number 3.
Yeah, I have thought that as well. Like here you see in this Guinevere ultimate Kaja and like Khalid trying to ult Guinevere while she ulting, like it's kind of bad, like it's kind of panicky for me because it's not gonna work, bro. You gotta like do something different, right? So it's not the best decision in this situation. So yeah, I absolutely get what you're saying, and I agree with this. It was kind of again reversing our conversation about the nerves, about the pressure. I think it's a factor here.
Definitely factor. 3-0-11. The performance coming out from the Novaria, and especially after winning game number 2, you can see that they were able to bring out the momentum from that one. I think that the standout player of this series is definitely Castle, especially the last game where he's able to just survive out of there. But also like Troublemaker. It looks like game number 1 there were a lot of jitters as Troublemaker wasn't able to hit his shots in the game number 1, but games number 2 and 3 he was super duper impactful with this Novaria.
Yeah. He just silently deals damage, and this is a big factor. And the draft didn't quite work, to say at least. Akai and Kaja didn't quite work, so I have a feeling these heroes being picked as a restriction for Team RCC, not being able to pick them, which is, I always said it, you can do this in one case if you good with these heroes. That's it. Like you cannot pick hero and like not have performance on them. And the Valentina, first game was so good, but like second and third game, like absolutely not on point.
It looks like they've lost all of their power level in the early stages or game number 1 because they look really coordinated in game number 1, but games number 2 and 3 there seems to be no connection at all from the members